Hello friend, how are you doing? It's been a minute. How do you do? Welcome to another episode of the Princess Amarachi show. My name is Princess Amarachi. That's if you don't know. Well, what's your name, man? Give me the gist. What's your name? I'm so excited to have you again. Join me in this conversation. And I know you've been enjoying the plates passed around, plates of seasonal celebration, plates of holiday, plates of the new year, plates of a beautiful day. Whichever one it is for you, I know you've been enjoying yourself. Well, this is the Princess Amarachi show where we discuss everyday growth. I know you've been learning one or two things from this episode. So, if you've not subscribed, this is a perfect opportunity to subscribe. You know what your subscription does? It makes this content visible to other people and they get to also binge or learn from the values and content that you've been learning from. So be that good friend by subscribing. I would greatly appreciate that. So in today's episode, we'll be discussing what else can we give to someone apart from money. You know, especially in this season, we'll be sharing a lot of gifts. People plan to give someone something, give your loved one, give your parents, give your friends, someone you've not seen in a long time. You want to go visit the person. You're like, what do I give? What do I offer to this person apart from money or apart from physical gifts that are wrapped? Come to think of it, this is the season of giving gifts. You understand? So there are a lot of boxes wrapped. And then you're like, well, I've been doing this for many years. So what new thing can I do? Well, you are in the right place. So I'm going to unravel some secrets, that you have been overlooking that are very much important in the lives of people. When you do this, someone is really going to appreciate it, and then you come back and thank me later. So sit tight and don't go nowhere. So when we talk about giving gifts vary. Physical to financial, to other aspects of life. Gifts varies. But most times we don't really pay attention to other aspects of giving because our attention is just focused on, it just has to be money or it has to be something tangible. If you don't give someone money, if you don't give someone something tangible, they might not really appreciate it and you might not feel like you really did something. But really, when we look down, we'll find out that the basic and the most important things that people need are not necessarily money or maybe the box that you're going to wrap. Those are important, but there are other things that they also need, and those are the things we're going to pay attention to in this episode. And one of which is your time. Yeah, you know that already, but hold on. When you don't want to give someone physical cash or you don't want to give someone a box of gift, sometimes what people actually need is your time. Like your time. I don't know if you've actually met a young girl or a child who is starved of attention from his or her parent. Have you seen that child? And you'll see how much they appreciate someone who listens to them, someone who pays attention to them, someone who observes or notices what they do and why they do what they do. You find out that if you can offer that child that attention, you win the heart of that child even over that of their parents. And that is to say that time actually is a gift, a very valuable gift that people overlook, but you can't even weigh it with money. In the business world, they say time is money. So that's to tell you that when you give someone your time and attention, you're actually offering that person an invaluable resource. You're giving that person an invaluable gift that they can't even pay for. So why do we overlook time? Why don't we pay attention to people? Why don't you think of, okay, this season or maybe this person that I'm thinking to offer a gift. Why don't I have a time, a roundtable discussion with this person? Why don't I call this person and ask this person how he or she is doing? Why don't I listen to this person? You might have something he or she wants to share. And you'll be amazed at how much goodness that would do in the life of the person. a lot goes on in the life of people that they can't share until they find that you are interested in knowing. And if you don't indicate that interest, they just keep everything up in their hearts and it weighs them down. So lift up someone's burden today by not just giving them money to run away or a box of gifts and whoop, you're gone. Even if you come with your bags of money or your buckets of gifts, why don't you spend time and ask the person, how do you do? Or is there something you want us to talk about? And let's talk about it. So, time is an invaluable gift. Attention is an invaluable gift that we can give to people, our friends, our loved ones, our siblings, our parents, our bosses, our colleagues. Not just because it's a holiday, but also everyday life. You don't necessarily have to have all the money to offer time. You just have to have yourself and a listening ear to pay attention to someone, and the person will come back thanking you for it. Okay, the second gift that you can give someone this season and even beyond is what I call a gratitude note. Well, I do this quite often and I see the smiles it brings on people's faces, and I see how much it even makes me understand these people, how much it makes me reflect on what importance people bring to my life. What I mean by this is, if you're thinking of what to do to make someone smile this season, why don't you sit down and write a beautiful note to that person? I don't mean you should flatter people. Just sit down and ask yourself, what value does this person bring to my life? What have I learned staying with this person? What goodness has this person brought to me? Or what are the things I admire in this person? It might even just be about a place, and send it to someone and see how you open their eyes to the innate qualities in them that they don't pay attention to. You just write a note about a friend that was so hospitable the last time you visited their place for the first time, and tell them how hospitable, warming, and accommodating they were to you, and how that meant so much to you. Send it to a friend, and you see how that will open the eyes of that friend to see, wow, people are in need of a warm reception, people are in need of warm accommodation, and I have it. It boosts this person's ego and encourages them to do more because they see that this is a need that I am satisfying. That is a beautiful gift that you can give to someone in this season, and not just in this season, something you can do often, like every time of your year. See the goodness in someone and tell the person. You know, recently in this year we were talking with a friend, and the topic of opening up to people to tell them how good they are before you can't even tell them again, maybe because they are no more, or you don't still have that communication line with them, and you're like, I miss this person. When this person was with me, he used to do this thing, he used to do that thing. Why don't you tell the person right now that you can? Send it as a beautiful piece of note. You don't need to be a writer to do that. Just pour out your heart in a note and send it to the person. Or you can do that via mail, and you see how you brighten someone's day with that. So let's get to write. And the last one for this episode is what I call rendering service to people. Now, you might not have all the money to give to someone, or you might actually have the money, but you just want to do something else to spice up someone's life or make someone smile. So listen to people's conversation. That's why it's always necessary to pay attention, like I said in the first time. So listen to your conversation with your friend, with your mom, with your dad, with your siblings, with a stranger, or when you observe that someone needs help. You can render the service instead of giving them the money to pay for the service. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't offer money to people. I'm just saying that learn to render service to people. Sometimes they have the money, but they're just looking for who could give them the quality service, and not just looking for who. They need someone that's accessible. And thank goodness you are the perfect one to do that. So you see, there are tons and tons of ways of making someone's day memorable without offering the envelope or a box. Yeah, and I know you have a lot of them, but I would like to reiterate what I said. You can pay attention to someone, give them your time, have a walk with your friend, have a walk with your sibling, talk with them, get to know what's happening in their life, in their academics, in their business. Yes. And secondly, you can send them a gratitude note, a commendation note, Seeing how much value you find them, how much value you place on them, how much you admire their qualities, the good things you like about them, and encourage them in your note. And thirdly, render a service. Especially from your conversation with them, from your discussion with them, you can find something that you can help them out with. And that will actually make their day memorable. So don't even bother if they say thank you or not, but trust me, you can't do this to any little soul and they will not be happy within themselves. So these are my 3 tips of making someone's day memorable that you can do. So tell me about other things I didn't mention, because I know this list is exhausting. There are a lot of other ways that you can offer someone help without giving money or the bucks. Let me know your own ideas in the comment section. It's gonna drive this conversation further. You'll be amazed when you drop your comment. Someone else is gonna remember something. I'm like, okay, yeah, I remember this comment helped me remember this, and the conversation goes on further. So I'll be waiting for you to comment. Let me know other ways that we can make someone's day memorable or help someone without offering them money or a box of gifts. I know you got them all, so just drop them. I'll be waiting for you. Well, that's it on today's episode of the Princess Amarachi Show. I know you did enjoy this, didn't you? Yes, you did. So why don't you take this moment and subscribe if you have not? And you know what your subscription does? It makes this episode more visible for others to also learn. And then it encourages me, yes, your girl, it encourages me to produce more content for you. So quickly tap the subscribe button and let's move on. And you can as well share to your friend so that she can learn firsthand from this episode. Yeah? Are you done with that? Great. So we're good to go. Thank you so much for listening on today's episode. See you in the next episode. But until then, keep living from within to without. Take care.